Red Bull is involved in a false advertising lawsuit and will be giving anyone that's ever bought a Red Bull a small settlement. They'll also be changing their slogan to the more accurate Red Bull, it gives you $10. Hey folks, welcome to the news show. I'm Ross Everett, and stay to the end of this video because it gets crazy. Red Bull energy drinks have come under fire for their brand slogan, Red Bull gives you wings. Apparently they don't actually do that, and that's a problem for Benjamin Carruthers, who sued them for false advertisement. Benjamin claims he's been drinking Red Bull since 2002, and the still wingless man from New York is livid. He should have been living in a white picket nest with his wife and 1.5 eaglets by now. If you've ever seen a Red Bull commercial, you're familiar with the image of a cartoon character opening a can of the beverage, guzzling it, and then sprouting wings and flying away. And if you've ever seen a cartoon, you know that they're not real. The suit claims that Red Bull's advertising is not just puffery, their words, but is instead fraudulent and deceptive, real words. That a can of Red Bull only contains 80 milligrams of caffeine, and a cup of coffee that costs $1.85 contains 150 milligrams of caffeine. Therefore, the can of Red Bull is not worth the premium price. Or, as it's known everywhere else, marketing. But let's play this game. I followed my nose and did not find a bowl of Fruit Loops. I claim that this cereal smells just as much, if not less, than other cheaper cereals. I fed tricks to a rabbit. He loved them. They are just as much for rabbits as they are for kids. And by the way, these M&Ms melted in my hand. Instead of taking this nonsense to court and paying hefty legal fees, Red Bull decided to settle for $13 million and issue refunds to anyone in the US who bought a Red Bull product ever, because this is so dumb and only people in the US would get upset by this sort of thing. In Egypt, they have an abusive panda that sells cheese and they don't even bat an eye. All Americans have to do is go to the website and submit a claim that you are entitled to $10 because you thought you were buying wings in a can, and go spend that money on some shrooms that you can put into your next Red Bull. Still won't get wings, but you will feel like you're flying. But here's the catch. This news spread so quickly online, millions of people signed up for the settlement. Red Bull, however, capped the settlement at $13 million, meaning that every person who submitted over the first 1.3 million would actually start to dilute what each person would receive. BuzzFeed's article alone was viewed 4.6 million times, good for BuzzFeed, which would bring the settlement down to below $3 per person. Considering they're only paying $13 million, when it's all said and done, this isn't a bad marketing deal for Red Bull. And here's where it gets crazy. This isn't the only lawsuit Red Bull is dealing with, but it's definitely more publicized than the $85 million wrongful death one that they're facing after a man suffered a heart attack. His family claims he drank Red Bull all the time because it, quote, perked him up, which ironically is what Benjamin is claiming the product was advertised for but failed to do. In fact, the claims made in the wrongful death lawsuit seem to directly contradict the claims made by the false advertising lawsuit. Benjamin claims that the other additives in addition to caffeine contain no more stimulant than a regular cup of coffee. The wrongful death lawsuit, on the other hand, claims that Red Bull contains, quote, extra stimulants that make it different than a cup of coffee. Benjamin claims that Red Bull does not give him wings and that saying so is puffery, still not sure that's a word. The wrongful death lawsuit claims that Red Bull killed a guy, turning him into an angel, and what do angels have? False advertising lawsuit over. So guys, what would you spend your $10 on from the Red Bull settlement? Let me know in the comments down below. Share this video and remind people that Red Bull might have killed a guy!